Queensland and Brisbane have long been labelled a cultural desert, a place artistic performers are forced to leave in search of better opportunities. Melbourne and Sydney, though, are lauded as leaders in performing arts. But many in the industry say that's changing, and the state capital is now a hub for homegrown talent. Stephanie Smale explains.
Brighter than tomorrow.
17-year-old Bradley Bell wants a job on stage.
There's no need to cry in this place.
When I'm performing, I love the thrill of performing and seeing people smile when you perform or cry if it's that type of performance, and I love it.
He's a student at the McGregor State High School's Centre for Artistic Development in Brisbane. Today they're workshopping songs and dances with professionals for their end-of-year assessment.
Try not to perform this time, try and just be in the moment. So let's do it again.
16-year-old Carly Hall has dancing and choreography in her sights.
I've always loved it. It's just been something that I just love getting out on stage and performing for people and being able to show off on stage and have everyone watching me. I just love it.
The students are working hard, but as far as they can see, there's no guarantee there'll be a job for them in Queensland at the end of it. Some are already preparing for a move interstate, where they see more opportunities to succeed.
In 2008 we went to Melbourne, which is definitely known for its performing arts, and we went to the VCA, Victorian College of the Arts, and we saw what they had to offer in dance, drama and music. And there's Sydney, which has NIDA, and Western Australia, which has WAPA, but in Brisbane there's nothing that I know of that's really screaming performing arts, so I believe that interstate there's better opportunities out there.
There's been complaints from within the local industry that regardless of training options, there's a lack of local jobs and not enough suitable roles for young artists in Queensland. But the Queensland Theatre Company's outgoing director, Michael Gow, says that view is out of date. He's been working with emerging actors like these in the company for 11 years.
Why don't we read it from page 8 so that Nick can have a bit of a bash?
He says claims there's been a mass exodus of young Queensland talent to southern states aren't true.
I've actually started to witness a return. A lot of people go away, try stuff out, which I think is important. I think the other thing I say to people is you need to get out of Brisbane to come back to Brisbane, to enrich the scene and to learn how to do new things in new ways and see what's out in the world with a view to coming back.
He doesn't deny it's hard to get work, but says Queensland isn't the problem.
I think getting work anywhere in the world as a performing artist has an inbuilt disappointment factor. It's a hard industry to get into. I don't think specifically Brisbane is in any way heartbreaking compared with anywhere else in the country.
It looks beautiful now, doesn't it? Yeah, it's looking great.
John Kotsis heads the Queensland Performing Arts Centre on Brisbane's South Bank, one of the biggest performing arts employers in the state. He says young performers should want to travel and gain experience, then bring their expertise back home.
We would become stagnant if we weren't open to what was happening around the world. The thing at the moment is that education needs to be part of our daily breath, and so we need to be open to every experience and to be open to the fact that we learn something new every day, and that's true for performers as well.
But it isn't always easy for young artists to fund their search for a career. Carly Hall says she'd be reluctant to move interstate and leave her family at her age and would prefer to try her luck in Brisbane first.
At my age now, I definitely would be. I would rather stay here for now. But I think as I get a little bit older, I'd definitely look into it. I have a few friends that have gone to Brent Street, that are a year older than me. So I'd have people down there that I know, but I'd definitely be reluctant.
John Kotsis says QPAC and other companies are pulling their weight to support local artists who want to stay.
We insist that auditions are held locally here. That's the first thing. So if you're from Queensland, if you're from Brisbane, you can audition for a big show.
And there's things like the Lord Mayor's Fellowship, that lots of people we support get them, and they go all around the world learning clowning or voice work. So the opportunities are here, but, you've got to be resilient and resourceful as well. So you've got to teach people how to find those things and how to crack them and get into them and use them.
At At the end of the year, these high school students will graduate and start looking for training places and jobs. Although Bradley Bell is preparing to look further afield to follow his dreams, he hasn't given up on his home city yet.
At the end of the day, it comes down to the individual. So if I want to make myself become famous in Brisbane, then if I have the determination and drive, then I can do that. Yeah.